Yeah, so you've listened to my disclaimer that forex trading is risky and it's not suitable for everyone or investor, because past performance, good or bad, is not indicative of your future success, and market data can change at any time. Okay, so let's look at Bitcoin USD. So we start from the daily chart time frame. So I'm going to clean everything and then I'll run through it very quickly. So we're starting from the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, when you are looking at the trend was actually downwards. So you saw a lower low and then a lower high. And we didn't actually have a lower low here. And then there was a retest here. Now the retest that is actually happening around where a supply is. So there is a supply zone around this side, which is actually causing this movement to the downside. I'll leave this thing here and then we refine it on the 4 hour. When we go to the 4 hour time frame, we're now going to refine the supply zone. When refining the supply zone, we want to use the last red candle before the move began downwards. Now when we use that, you notice that the pair was actually doing a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then a higher low, and then a higher high to our supply zone. Are we going to be buying it through the supply zone when the daily time frame is saying we should be selling around that zone because there is a full rejection at that area? So the wise thing to do is to mark the zones down. So you're going to mark your daily zones. This is my daily trading zone. Let me make it take enough. So that's my daily trading zone, and another one is around here. So that's my daily trading zone. Now when we come to our 4 hour, where is our trading zone? Our trading zone is between here, is between here and what? And here. Okay, so on the 4 hour we can see that we are on a buy trend. The trend is bullish, so we mark the demand zone on the 4 hour. So that's my 4 hour POI. However, even though that is my last demand zone for this thing to move upwards on the 4 hour, we are still bearish on the daily. But for our daily to become very bearish, for our daily to continue the bearish movement, there should be a break of our demand zone. So we should see something like this and then a move up, and then we continue downwards towards our lower low. Okay, so now how do we look at this trade now? We will look at it from two perspectives. When you go on the 1 hour, we've already marked our zones on the 4 hour. So let me mark the top one as well, because it's a possible good area. So I'll mark this one to as a 4 hour POI. Yes, now on the 1 hour, what are we seeing on the 1 hour? On the 1 hour, we can see that there is a zone here. There is a zone here that caused the break of structure on the 4 hour. And that zone seems to be respected on the 1 hour. However, when you look at the 1 hour structure, the structure is actually giving us what is aligning with the daily. So we have a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high sell. Then we have another lower low. Now this lower low, is it going to form a lower high to break through this? That's a decision for you to make. So it can either form a lower high and break through the or come to the 4-hour supply zone and then move up, or come here, break through, and then move up, and then we see a move downwards. So those are decisions that you have to make as a forex trader. However, how do we know that this thing can pull to the upside? Now let's mark our trading zones on the 1 hour. So it's from this candle here to this side here. So I'm just going to focus there. I'm going to color that as my 1 hour bias zone. Yeah, so those are my 1 hour trading area. So now, how do I enter the trade? I'm a scalper. Do I have to be waiting? Now let's go to the 15 minutes. So the 15 minutes, this is my trading zone here, or trading area here. Now, how do we trade this thing? To trade this, you can see from the 15 minutes something else is happening. So when you look at this area here, you will notice that there is a lower low, and then there is a lower high, and there is a lower low, and currently there is a lower high. So you have to make a decision. Is it going to come down here, or is going to break this high here and then come back for a retest for you to start buying this thing upwards? So now what I am thinking is I'll draw my important areas here. So this is one of my important area. That's one of my 15 minutes POI. And then I'll wait. Whatever happened here will tell me whether to move this to trade this thing down, or if this thing breaks here, then I'll wait for a retest. So those are my two. So the first one is this. I'll trade it. If that doesn't happen, the next one will be what? A breakthrough that zone, so forming a higher high, and then I wait for a higher low around this area, and then I pull the trigger to the upside. Now when I'm pulling the trigger, I'm pulling it to go to my trading areas. This is one of my trading area. This another one that is close here. There is a supply zone here. There is a supply zone here. So any of those areas are important areas for me to look at. However, in my bigger view on the daily, I am looking for what? A sell trade on a bigger view. But when we refine this trade to where we are at the moment, what we are looking for is whether this thing will react here, which will give us a sell, or it's going to break through this area and then come back for a retest for us to pick a buy trade. So that's the trading analysis for BTCUSD on 25th July 2026. This is for educational purposes. I'm not here to put you into a trade. You have to make the decision by yourself. Do not trade monies that you cannot afford to lose. Okay. If you have money in your account, that eliminates a lot of psychology of trading, and that puts you on the a better side where you can wait, you can be patient enough for your trades. If you have any question about this analysis, you drop it in the comment section and I will try to answer your questions. However, I've recorded this analysis, so I'll post it on the page. You can go and watch it again later. All the best. But I'm here. If you have questions, ask the questions.